Hey, welcome to Olympic Coaching Podcast. Today, I want to address a few questions and answers today. So, it's been a while since we've been on the podcast. We've had a few weeks off because I have been traveling. So, I'm here in America right now and in my room giving you a podcast here, just going back to where we began. And so, we're going to answer a few questions that we get really frequently here today. Let's jump into the podcast. All right, so I want to answer just a few questions here today. The questions that I've been getting a lot recently is it's just like different client inquiries and stuff like that. And so I want to address those questions here today. Of course, among other questions, more about physiology, fitness, nutrition. We'll have another episode for that in the coming weeks. But today I want to address the questions that I get really often just related to the service that we provide with Olympic Coaching and with what is included with that. So what can people get out of Olympic Coaching? So first question that I get all the time is, do you have a physical location or a gym where I can come train with you? The answer to that is no. Olympic Coaching is an online coaching business, okay? And what does that even mean? How do we differentiate from different online platforms? Okay, so the funny reason why this question has come up so recently is because of what the pandemic did. Honestly, with the pandemic, what every gym around the world was forced to do was to do live virtual classes. And that wasn't anything new to the world, that there was always live classes going on before that, but everybody went live. That was the first time pretty much every gym across the world was going live using Zoom to have live personal training sessions, live group class sessions, and stuff like that. But that is not what Olympic Coaching does, okay? So we do not have a physical location. We do in-person training. Like, I am the head of strength conditioning at Gobichun Badminton Academy. And so I'm in person working with professional athletes from multiple different sports in that realm. But as far as anyone outside or for people coming in from different places, is 100% online. And so what does that look like? Man, that looks like not live classes, because that ultimately limits my time, because most of my in-person time is going to the professional players that I'm working with, and that is what I want to reserve much of my time for that. But what I do for the remote client, for you who are anywhere in the world, anywhere in the US, India, anywhere else, anywhere in between, is I do online programming. So I get to know you. We can do video calls. If you take the service where you have a weekly check-in, that can be whatever it needs to be for 15 to 30 minutes, where I can give you some live feedback on an exercise or workout or anything. Or we can have a nutrition check-in. We can talk about life, different challenges that you're facing. But outside of that, I'm programming the exercise for you, and there's exercise demos for everything. There's explanations and notes and paces and how to do the program, but it's ultimately done on your own initiative, on your own time. And if you have questions, you can message me through the True Coach app. And so that's the way that we function. So it's not limited to any specific space in the world. That's what remote coaching is all about. And this is not anything new. This has been there for a long time. There's many online coaches like this throughout. But we try to take it to the next level. So that kind of leads to the next question, is like, how are we different than any other online coaching experience? Well, man, I'd love to answer this question, because this is how we really try to differentiate ourselves. This is how I try to separate myself, because ultimately, like, I'm a kinesiologist. I love biomechanics. I'm very passionate about movement patterns, positions in the body, having a balanced strength and conditioning program. And so even though I'm not running a live class, I'm not working out with you in front of the screen, sweating it out with you, I'm here to program a balanced program for you. I'm here to find the gaps, to find the little things that you're missing, and to help you rebuild your movement system to be more balanced with mobility, nutrition, and strength and conditioning. And also addressing the lifestyle factors that are holding you back. And so if you think of, clients that we worked in the past, it's all been online coaching and programming, but with the freedom of being able to have basically messaging back and forth and people to do it on their own time, they're able to get the work in and be able to have feedback in between. And we're processing just the lifestyle related factors in between. And that's stuff that doesn't happen like one session at a time, like in person. It's like you're given homework, you go back, you got to think about it, you got to process that, you got to play it out in your own life a little bit so you can actually produce lasting change in lifestyle behaviors. And so much of our nutrition coaching is based on lifestyle behaviors. It's lifestyle and behavior change. It's not just a quick fast diet. And same thing with our exercise programming. It's like we'll do a video assessment with doing a functional movement screen, which allows my professional eye to see different deficiencies in your movement. And we'll also do some mobility tests as well within that. And then from there, you're able to have a very customized program for you. It's not generic. It's something that is specifically for you, giving attention to a program that fits you and what your most important priorities and needs should be. And same thing with the nutrition program. It's not generic. There are principles that go across the board as far as every single person needs these, but maybe the specific order needs to be different for you. Maybe specific lessons make sense more for you. And we need to have specific content you need to read so you can think about your personal life, your personal situations, and your personal examples. And so you can kind of understand what your roadmap needs to be moving forward. And so that kind of answers the questions of like, how are we different? And so I'm not doing live classes. I'm here to do the programming for you, so you have the freedom to execute it on your own. We can do groups or with friends if you want to, but really it's an individualized program for you. And then, but it's really based on movement patterns, building up from that initial movement screen and building on what your most important priorities are for you. And so that brings me to another question here. Who is my ideal client? That's kind of a question that I get frequently, like, because as people inquire, and if I say no, they're like, why? And so I want to be clear about the type of person that is best for us to work with Olympic coaching and why we prioritize that. And so considering the challenges of online coaching, one really specific challenge is that when you're coaching online, it's obvious, you're not there in person. And so if you are a newbie to exercise, or you're struggling to do any type of movement well without pain, or you develop pain by doing a certain movement many times through repetition with not so great technique, that's something that really I believe should be done in person. Why is that? Because in person you're able to do it live, you're able to do multiple different cues, because some people need touch, they need a tactile cue. Some people need verbal cues. A coach would need multiple angles to be able to move around, to be able to see every angle, to make sure that you're activating in every way, and finding the different cues that need to work. And everyone needs different verbal cues, but you might need a mix of all three. And so that's much easier to do in person. And so if you're a newbie to exercise, I strongly encourage you to get help from a coach in person. If you want to ultimately work with Olympic coaching and get a quality balanced program along with nutrition coaching and lifestyle behavior change, then sure, yeah, we're all about it. But if you're a complete newbie, I would strongly recommend you find someone in person. But then beyond that, who do we work with? So what we are looking for, who's the best ideal client for Olympic coaching? It's someone who is experienced in exercise, but also is very serious about pursuing fitness, strength conditioning. So that can be two different types of people, okay? As far as exercise programming, one person is the busy professional anywhere, between say like 20 and 50 years old. Someone who is a parent, someone who is a professional, or even a mother who's very busy, has struggled to just find any consistency, has struggled to find a consistent guidance, and doesn't know where to begin, but is very serious about change and wants to commit and invest in consistency and working hard towards that. Maybe you are a former athlete and you want to get back into that, but you're just out of shape. You don't know where to start, but you're extremely dedicated. You will make it work. You want to invest in it. You want to be consistent. And this is your new favorite hobby. Maybe you're a CEO or an entrepreneur of a company. You own the company. You're the top dog. You're so busy. You don't know where to fit it in, but it is the most refreshing and stress relieving thing you can do. And so you want someone who can just do it for you, so you don't have to think about it. And you want a balanced program, you can just go and execute whenever you have that 30 to 60 minutes to just knock it out. So that's the kind of like the busy pro, the busy person who is very serious about pursuing exercise, a former athlete, someone who knows how to move, who doesn't need a significant amount of correction, who could be corrected if you upload a video from an ECE. I can give you some feedback post-workout or in that live video call once a week. Okay. The next person that could be, as far as exercise programming, would be the aspiring or current professional athlete. Okay, so that can be from anywhere in the world. Let's say you live in a remote location. You live with your family. You know that you have talent, but you don't have any sponsorship. You don't have access to a world-class facility or something that's nearby, but you want some guidance. You want a professional performance coach like myself to be able to guide you, to help bring you to the next level. You know you need to work harder than you are right now. You know you got to put in the dedicated, consistent work on training, nutrition, and even your mindset, but you need help to do that. You need support to do that. That's where LinFit Coaching can come in and really come alongside you and partner with you to help you reach that next level or maintain a high level of fitness, and so that it comes down to your sport skill. You want the foundation of everything physically that will help you succeed, and then it's on you and your other sport coaches to develop the skill and the strategy that you need to succeed in your sport, whatever sport that may be. As a CSCS coach, understand how to program for any sport depending on the different demands of the sport. I can see the sport, study the sport, and understand how to program and exercise for that. That's what we're all about in the NSCA. Okay, so that is a little brief about like who's the ideal client. And so that can be anybody. That can be coached anywhere in the world, no matter the sport. But the heart and soul of this, like who's the ideal client? Someone who's had exercise experience, who wants to reach that next level, who wants to get the next level of results, who wants the consistency, and who wants the professional performance coach to partner with them to have a solid, close relationship, to go with them and understand what they need to do to reach that next level, to provide that consistency, that stimulus that they need to be who they want to be. Okay, that is our ideal client for LinFit Coaching. If that's not you, that's fine. Okay, there is a ton of coaches out there, whether it's in person or remote online. They can help you. They are all about what they're doing, and they want to help you in their own way. But unfortunately, I'm only one person. We're a small business, and we had to be selective with who we are serving. And with my life experience as a coach, performance coach, I worked with many professional athletes and understand the different demands of online coaching. And frankly, if you are a beginner and you need a lot of help in understanding how to control and move your body, that really does need to be in person. Go to an in-person setup, find an excellent coach. That might take some trial and error, finding different gyms, different coaches, whether that's a group-based fitness or a one-to-one coaching environment. Find a coach whose highest priority is your movement patterns and helping you have quality technique and increasing progressive overload from there, so that they can really build up your fitness and your ability to move well safely without injury. Okay, and so if you do that for a while and you want some guidance from me, LinFit Coaching, then reach out to us from there. But that's how I recommend you to start. And so that helps you understand a little bit about who we're serving, why we choose to do that. It's from the experience that I've had as a performance coach and nutritionist. I love to help people in that way. And as far as if you're signed up for nutrition only, that's where the scope is more broad, okay? So if you're looking for, if you have an exercise program and you love the community that you're a part of, you love the workouts you're doing, you have a solid strength conditioning program that you're a part of regularly, you have consistency in that, but you just don't know what to do with nutrition. You just keep hitting wall after wall. You're not getting the physical results that you want, even though the program is great. That may be nutrition and lifestyle related, and that's where we can step in to work on the core and the foundational lifestyle habits of nutrition and sleep and recovery. And even mindset and stress management. All of those things go into the physical outcome of how you look and feel. And so if you want coaching on that, that can be from anybody around the world. Of course, our highest priority is going to be the people who I've already described, the people who are dedicated and want to succeed. But really, we ask for investment. It's like as a remote coach, as one man, it's just a small company. It's like, man, I have a limited amount of time, a limited amount of clients that I can take on, especially since I'm managing hundreds of athletes in person at the Academy of Professional Athletes. And so the scope of who I can coach remotely is limited. Everybody's limited in their own way. And so because of that, and we really ask people to invest. It's a high quality of attention and a high amount of investment on my end to invest in you to produce lasting change, to help you become your own self-sustaining athlete or person. So ultimately, you're able to coach yourself through your own life challenges. And so that's a little bit about, what we're about at Olympic Coaching. To help answer some of those questions, no, we don't have a physical brick and mortar location. That's not what we're about in Olympic Coaching. We keep it online so we can produce valuable content for you, which visit our YouTube page to see more and more of that content. Subscribe to this podcast, give feedback, reach out to me on Instagram, caleb.linfit, to ask for more content like these things. We want to keep producing more and more like this. But I wanted to answer some of these questions so that you can understand what we're about, who we serve. We want the professional athletes, the entrepreneur or the CEO, the person who is a leader in their family or organization who just needs someone to help them achieve this consistent hobby and really maintain that hobby well, to be extremely fit, so they can be more fit to perform in their lifestyle and in their job. And then for the professional athlete, man, that's what we're all about. That's what I've been doing for years as a performance coach and nutritionist, working with professional athletes. Man, I love working with the athlete, the upcoming athlete, and helping them understand how far they can reach, how high they can go when they reach their physical potential. And so, yeah, I hope this was beneficial for you. I hope this helps you understand a little bit about that, about how we serve, where we serve, who we serve. And that's what we're about here at Olympic Coaching. So thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys on the next one.